Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a glorious summer morning, this beautiful Monday morning here in Memphis, Tennessee. And as always on Maker Mondays, we want to show you how to use different products that we have here at a Maker Studio. Today I'm going to show you something that I think you're going to be really excited about. It's getting us ready for the holidays. We're going to be having a whole lot of gift giving, getting things ready for fall and for Christmas. So let's take a look at some of the things over here that we've done. Actually, these are rescued vases and a seashell and a napkin. So come on over here and let me just show you. Look at this gorgeous vase that's been done with our variegated copper leaf. Actually used one of my seashells too that I bought these at a garage sale, believe it or not. I did not get them at the beach. Here's just a simple, easy vase here that I'd used the gold leaf on. And look at our napkin. This was using combination of our size and our leaf. So you can use leaf on fabric as well. But also, think about not covering the entire surface. I'm sorry, my asthma's bothering me this morning. How you can create designs and patterns with just a little bit of tape with your leaf. So the possibilities are endless. I'm going to show you a couple of techniques too that you can use with natural seawool sponges and with your brushes. So as always, we try to put these bundles together that make doing these projects affordable, fun, and easy, that we ship them to you. And so let's take a glance at our bundle that we've put together. So we have this gorgeous variegated copper leaf and our gold leaf, as well as our size and a foam dome brush that we've put together for you for $29. And so this is a real great deal in the fact that you're almost getting your size and your foam dome for free, because this variegated copper, guys, look at this. Is this incredible? Look at it from the underside too. So I love being able to use these on the back side of glass plates, platters, all types of things, and you can mix and combine these variegated copper leaves and the gold, but I just think that's glorious. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so I'm going to show you too, not only how you can use the size and the leaf on glass, but you can use it on paper, you can use it on fabrics, you can create your own wrapping paper, and you can use it in conjunction with our stencils. So on these where we're showing you, we didn't use a stencil. This is a solid 100% application of size and leaf. But you can use it in conjunction with our stencils like this. So we just used the word bless, that's one of our stencils. Lay that down, put the size over it, peel the stencil off, and then that way when it comes to tack, you can actually gild it. So you've got some great looking custom note cards. So it doesn't get any better than that. All right, so I just want to show you very quickly today some kind of tips and tricks on how to be able to do this. And a lot of people are like, I love gilding, I love how it looks so expensive, but I'm nervous, I'll mess it up. I can't gild. That is just not true. It is so fun and so easy. And here's the plus, it has a perk. You might get some size on your nails and you might have some gilded nails. You can enjoy them for a few days. It's not going to mess anything up. You can gild your glasses. You can gild almost anything. You are going to have to use the size that we have in that bundle, because the size is specially formulated to be able to make copper leaf, variegated leaf, gold leaf, silver leaf, all of those adhere to whatever surface that you put it on. All right, so you do want to be careful when you're actually washing things. If you put the gold leaf on fabric, as a rule, I'll use it on things like pillows that I wouldn't normally be washing all the time. If it's something that you're going to throw in the washer all the time, I would not recommend gilding it, but it's great on decorative things that you want to be able to use. All right, so one of the little tricks that I want to be able to show you is the fact that if you want to get a really cool edge on your leaf. So see on this particular glass vase. So see how it's brushed. See that kind of edge there? Now they just brushed it and let it end. So you've got a beautiful composition here. Your negative space is as powerful as the positive space of the leaf. You can also get a ragged edge that I will do a lot of times with a sponge. And so you'll have to work with a natural seaweed sponge like this. And you'll have to work with your size. I'm going to set this aside so that way you can see what I'm working with. And I will dip my natural seaweed sponge. You can pour a little bit of this if you want to in a little bowl. But you want to make sure that it's loaded up. And then always offload. So whatever you do as far as a brush or a foam dome or a seaweed sponge, load it up with some size and then offload, because you don't want to have too much on it, especially if you're working with a stencil. So you can come back on a vase like this and you can lay the leaf over this area where you've sponged, but it can kind of look jagged. Like on this piece right here, I came around just the edge. Now, here's where it makes it a lot of fun to go to the Dollar Tree. You can get glass vases, you can get champagne flutes, you can get wine glasses, you can get glass plates, you can get larger platters at the dollar store. And so these are a lot of fun to etch. If you're not familiar, we have some fabulous etching cream. You can use that in combination with the leaf. You can etch it and then come back and just do a little bit of sparse decoration with the leaf on top of your etching. So I came back with this natural seaweed sponge and I just did this with the size a little bit just around the edge, because I wanted a ragged edge here on the center of my plate. So I've had to allow this to come to tack. Now here's the other thing that you need to make sure you remember. This is very, very important. Tack, it's spelled T-A-C-K. Tack is when the size has come to a point of drying that it is ready for the leaf to be added. If you apply the leaf prior to coming to tack, the leaf will never dry. It can be 15 years old and it will never dry. And so it's very, very important that you allow the size to come to what we call tack, T-A-C-K. And the way you can test it is, one, it's not going to be white cloudy anymore. You see when you apply it, it's white and cloudy like this. Once it dries, it's clear. And you'll be able to see it where it's kind of shiny. The other thing is, I will take my ring finger, and this is just a little tip. Your ring finger is the weakest muscle in all of your fingers. So you can touch it and it will pull it just a little bit. That way you know you've got tack. As a rule, the first thing, it's going to be clear. The second thing, it's not going to move around. It will be tacky, and it's going to pull the skin on your finger. Now, the other thing I need to make sure that I do, I have just been adding some size. I need to make sure that I don't have sticky fingers. That's one of the first ways to do a terrible gilding job, is to still have your fingers dirty with a little bit of tack on them, that they're sticky. So make sure you get it nice and clean. It's the cool thing about the size too, it's easy clean up with soap and water, no problem. Sometimes too, if I'm gilding a lot of things, like if I'm gilding a piece of furniture, I'll take a little talcum powder and I'll just put some powder on my hands. That way it's really easy to be able to work with the leaf and it won't stick to it. So if you're watching this morning, you've never tuned in before, maybe you're just going through your feed and you're seeing us. My name is Amy Howard and I am with a company called A Maker's Studio. It's a sister company of Amy Howard at Home, and it's all about projects. It's about bragging rights. It's about having a more beautiful home with our stencils and our chalk art and our etching creams. And one of the things we have is our gold leaf, silver leaf, copper etched, and the variegated copper, which is what we're working with this morning. All right, so I'm going to pull this aside. This is my variegated copper leaf. This is what comes in the bundle. The other thing that you're going to notice is this comes in a book. There are 25 sheets in here, and in between each one of these sheets is a piece of tissue. And it has a spine, just like a book that we would read, and it has books. It has pages to the book. So I can pull this open. Now what I'm going to do, as a rule, thought I could pull that. My fingers maybe still a little bit sticky. As a rule, you want to make sure that you pull the tissue back like this, and you're going to hold the entire book like this. You don't want to just use individual sheets. I prefer, especially when you're getting started, be respectful and don't touch the leaf. Don't just start pulling it off and start globbing it on things. That's a very messy, sporadic way of gilding. You need to be much more methodical. You get respectful of it, and you're going to have a much prettier gilding job. All right, so I want you to hold it with your right hand. I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, it's just going to be the total opposite. With your left hand, I want you to hold it in place here, and then I'm going to lay this down, and then I'm going to press it in, and then as I'm holding down on it, I'm going to take this tissue and I'm going to pull it up like this. Now my hand is still sitting on here because I'm going to hold it in place, and now I'm going to start to burnish it. You'll notice the other thing, what am I doing? I'm laying the entire book down to be able to burnish it like this. So now I'm going to pull this sheet up, holding the entire book again with my hand, and I'm going to overlay it here. I'm going to overlap it. I'm not going to butt it up to it. I'm going to overlap it about 1.5 inches. Holding it in place, and I'm going to burnish it like this. Same thing again. Pull your tissue back. See how easy this is? Y'all are going to be like, I'm telling you, once you do it, you're going to start gilding everything in sight. You're going to see how fun, how easy this is. And it can make really simple, everyday, ordinary objects in your house spectacular. So the other thing is you'll be able to start to learn how to incorporate this in artwork that you do, whether you're doing a piece of furniture. You may do this on your cards. While I'm working my way around, just take a glance again. Let them see this card over here that we did. So see how I use that in conjunction with our stencil? You can do the size over it. I'm doing a full application here, but also you can just use some regular painter's tape and lay that down, and then that way you've got a beautiful edge. And that way, remember, the negative space of gilding, what you didn't gild, can be as powerful as the area, which is the positive space that you did gild. Are there any questions? Are we good? Guys, if you're tuning in too, send me some love, send me some hearts. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from, and let me know if you've ever gilded before. What a great opportunity. We have a beautiful community of, we call ourselves Maker Bosses, and they're women that are building a business online to be able to show people how to craft a beautiful life using the products here at Maker Studio. Okay, so it looks like I didn't get any size there. So that's not going to stick. If you get an area and you forget to put the size there, the leaf is not going to adhere. All right. Oh, you know what? I didn't do that side because I was going to show you how to be able to gild. So shame on me. All right. So I'm going to need a brush. Let me see. I've got one right here. So the first thing after you lay your leaf down, I want you to just kind of burnish it with a brush like this. That way that gets it down to go into the surface. Now, I didn't gild this part over here. That's my bad. I didn't put any size there, so I'm just going to take that off. So go preferably in the direction in which you laid your leaf, and then you can go back the opposite direction. So go with the leaf, how you laid it down, and then you can go back against it and start to pull it away. Now what I'm wanting to go for here is the fact that I wanted this edge. I wanted to have this beautiful kind of jagged edge here on my plate. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Now, here's the other thing. A lot of people are like, Amy, what are you going to do with that? So this loose leaf, isn't this beautiful? I've noticed Paper Source has just a little container of loose leaf, and it sells for a lot of money. It makes you realize what a bargain ours is. You can put that in a Tupperware container, put a top on it, and that way you can use it for other projects. So yes, you can save it, and it can work beautifully. But part of what I wanted you to be able to see is the fact that I wanted you to get a jagged edge. Now I'll come back. I'll need to come back with my natural seawool sponge and do the rest of my plate. But I love how you can take a simple Dollar Tree find and make a gorgeous, very expensive looking platter. Now as a rule, what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll paint the background of this, so that way that's kind of sealed in. So whatever color I paint it with will show through. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at this. So this is actually, it's been etched. I don't know if you can see the words, but what I'm wanting you to see is just the brokenness of this. This edge right here, it almost looks like hand paper, so it doesn't take away from the words that I have actually etched in the center. It's pretty fabulous looking, isn't it? So you can do this on your vases. You know, we've got the holidays coming up, so we're going to be doing wrapping paper. We have some new stencils. If you're not familiar with them, they're on our website. But we had a lot of fun doing one that had all these different Southern sayings. How adorable would it be to be able to have all these little Southern sayings done with this, like in copper? I would totally use craft paper and gild copper words, and then use a big brown satin ribbon, or a brown velvet ribbon. Gosh, would that not be gorgeous? And the fact of somebody seeing it with all these sweet sayings on it, it's something that you could do for, or use as wrapping paper for almost any occasion. If you have a shop on Etsy, if you like making things and reselling them, make paper for people. You can customize it. You can do it in monograms. Another thing that you can do, a lot of people don't realize, is the fact that you can take stamps. We have a whole series of stamps, and you can take the stamps and just apply the size on it as well, and stamp your paper and come back. We've got some different Facebook Lives and some videos that we've done and showing you that. But the main thing is allowing you to be able to see the versatility of working with our stencils and our size. Now I'm going to show you this really quickly, because our main objective this morning was showing you how you could use it on glass and make vases and beautiful gifts like that to give to people. What great wedding gifts. So basically you can lay your stencil here. Our adhesive stencils allow you to have enough tack to be able to stick to the paper, but it's not going to tear the background. So you'll just come back with your size and your foam dome that comes in the bundle that we have available this week. Oh, for goodness sakes, look at me. Don't do it on your paper, for goodness sakes. And then you want to have a piece of cardboard. So you offload it like this. Make sure you don't have too much on here. I loaded way too much up. Offload it. And then as you come down on your stencil here, press it in, but don't overload it. If you get too much, it's going to have a tendency to bleed. So see how I'm just kind of pressing it in like this? And that's going to allow me to be able to, whether our words that I'm using, maybe I've got, here's one of our Christmas stencils. I could come back and I could be doing 'Tis the Season and words all over my paper. I could be doing this for a platter. You can go on Amazon and you can order large glass platters. How fabulous would this sheet be on a big platter, gilded in copper? Oh my gosh, what an amazing gift. Guys, please, as you are getting ready for the holidays, as you're getting ready for fall, please look at being able to make things yourselves. People love a gift that has had love put into it, that you've made yourself, that you can enjoy the bragging rights from. Especially even wedding gifts. What an adorable wedding gift this would be. All right, so then I'm just going to pull this away like this. I'm going to allow it to come to tack. It's going to dry down. It's not going to go completely clear. It'll still be kind of shiny. And then I can come back with my leaf. I need to fan this, and I need to let this come to tack for probably about 5 minutes. And then I'll go in and I'll start laying my leaf down on top of it. It's going to be amazing. So I wanted you to be able to see just how easy it is to be able to use the stencil, to be able to customize it, to be able to have beautiful designs and incorporate that with this variegated copper leaf that we have this week as your bundle. So have fun. Guys, it's your turn to take these skills and go enjoy the bragging rights. Have a fantastic week.